Okay, so we look at these swings. The right hand one is your before, as we call it, okay? This was kind of your old swing there where your sort of knee would go out to the golf ball. Your weight would get very much sort of stacked on that left side, that right hip kind of popping up a little bit high there, sort of getting very quite steep and what I call stuck on this left side. Now, obviously you can't see the flex in the knee, but you can just see the fact the hips are that way and the knees are level, mean that you kind of, that knee's gone forwards a lot and a lot of pressure now going down through your left foot. So as you start swinging back now, that left is either going to sort of pivot around the corner now and start straightening, and then you've got to try and sort of back things up to try and make contact. You see your hands back here at impact, flicking the club to trying to get some kind of loft to that golf ball, okay? So that kind of knee forward position there is your backswing, was your backswing there, okay? It's a bit short in terms of the rotation, but yeah, struggling there because of that knee. This one here now is your practice swing, okay? That's the exaggerated version, okay? Very, very different. Bigger shoulder turn, more knees in the golf ball, right hip turning a lot more, just a fuller backswing, yeah? And that's in some ways probably more than you want to do. But by doing that in practice, thinking about that as much as you can, working on the downswing, and I sort of getting the feeling of how the arms and body sort of work to the golf ball, okay? Get a few swings so you see the hips moving in the right direction now, you see? Look where your hands are at sort of the impact position. They're sort of in front of where the ball would be here, rather than being back here where you had it before. You're moving left, look at that left knee movement, you can see it moving towards target against that wall, you're shifting and bumping to target and you're around a corner. So that's kind of the backswing we're trying to produce. In practice we do it too much, as I said, because then in reality when the ball gets in the way, you'll kind of find a middle ground. So that knee, if you look at the gap there between the knees, okay, it's just a little bit less. That one, in fact, the other one you do, it was a bit more to be there you go. So that's your exaggerated practice. That's what exaggeration does to reality. That's what default does. So if you just try and swing normally or fast, you'll have that racy recreate because you're in autopilot, man. You're just doing it without thinking about it, okay? This is the thinking motion. This is then the reality motion, okay? So you're moving your lower half better. Takes a lot of pressure off your lower back as well. If you're trying to turn this way where your knees are going that way and your hips going up, you have some lower back issues later on in life probably because you're not really working your body in the way it kind of is designed to move, okay? Especially if you're tight in the hips now, you're going to start trying to make kind of adjustments and other body parts are just going to substitute and put more pressure on the body, okay? So get that feeling that knee's going to move, again, almost a diagonal really, that way as opposed to out towards your left foot, okay? If that can move better, then you just got to make the same sort of functional swing this way. The same way from here, you evolved by going forwards first, and then in the downswing, kind of going this way, took the golf ball. Now we're kind of going more here. It's going to help you go more in that direction in the through swing, okay? But that'll take a little bit of practice. Again, if you're using these simulators or looking at your launch angle, get an idea of what your launch should be for your 7-9, it should be around, I would say for you, probably between the 17-18 mark. 16 is tall stand, they go about maybe 5 mile an hour club head speed. If you're at sort of 17-18, you're doing well. You had some of your 5 irons like 18.9, 19 kind of thing, which is just basically popping up too early, Just adding, you're adding loft to that golf club and losing a lot of power. Also as well, if you've been stuck on your left side and then backing up to kind of get centred, if you now get sort of centred and then back it up, your club's going to be in the ground behind the golf ball. So you're just going to hit a few heavy shots there as well. So in time you're going to move better. I would say practice up against that wall there you're sort of doing towards there, so you sort of feel, swing the top and then move back down there. This one, there you go. So you get that kind of movement into the wall there. Focus on how that lower half's going to work, and then your top half can just do what it wants to do. And if your shape of shot is a natural fade, happy days, go with it. That's the one. That's the one sort of seemed to be quite repeatedly over and over again. And look at the green there now, the dispersion with that sort of chunks onto the right side of the green there. That's more so I want to try and then what you'll see the top right is your 5 iron, the middle one's your sort of 6 or 7, the bottom one's sort of the first few 7s. They're quite condensed just because the contact as the club gets a bit longer is not as good. So you're losing maybe 5% on a 7 iron, then maybe sort of 8-9% on a 6 iron, then about 12% on a 5 iron, which obviously reduces it a lot more. So getting the feel of that contact is going to take a little bit of practice. I'd always say to try and get confidence, I suppose, this move. Do it sort of wedge 8, 9 iron, 7 iron, just so you feel you can get the move better and get some good strikes. And then when you feel really confident, you're actually striking the ball, getting that sound, this is really good. Then go, okay, try 6 iron, try 5 iron. But when you go and play golf, just go and play. Yeah, hit a ball, find it, hit it again. Don't really worry about where it's going so much. Again, don't try and overthink things. You can do some practice swings where you do this, but when you step to that golf ball, where's the target?
Just like what we were doing now, then, really.
Exactly. Have a few kind of exact. I mean, look at someone like Alex Noren. If you watch golf on TV, when he's on the range, and he's sort of doing this. He's like really kind of awkward movement.
Yeah.
But then when he steps to the golf ball, he's not doing that in reality. He just steps to one. Okay, there's the target. They're nice and loose in the grip, and then just and hit it. Yeah. Just more play golf.
Yeah.
Practice and do certain things. Okay, in the range and so on. And then don't fall into that trap. Just keep it the same shot over and over again until it goes straight. Which is what, if we're honest, people tend to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I have a couple more to finish off with, buddy.
Yeah, cool.